Hello, my name's Isabel. I'm your academic liaison librarian, and I've been asked to put together this video for you to help you to find information for your assignment, particularly information about your particular industry sector and the company that you've chosen for your case study. So the assignment brief says that you need to research a real-life business organisation, talk about the value and importance of the sector, and present this information in a critical way with a focus on the managing people issue that you have selected. So we'll go through all of the different parts of that brief and how you might find information to support and set the context for your case study. All of the databases that I'll be talking about here are available through the library website, through your course resource help page. You'll find that just to the right of the library search bar on the library homepage, or you can follow the link in the slides. So I'll start with academic information. So these are some of the databases that might be particularly useful for you. I'm sure you've used some of them before. This is to find information on those managing people issues and how you can apply them to specific employee groups, as you've been asked to do. So there's Hospitality and Tourism Complete and also Business Source Complete, and I'll show you a way to search across both of those databases at the same time. We've got Emerald, which can be really good for management information. And of course there's Google Scholar, which I know a lot of people do use. There is a way to link Scholar to your Brooks account so that it will pick up articles that you've got access to through Brooks, so that you don't then need to do a separate search to get access to those. So if you follow the link in the slides, there's a really short video that will explain how to do that, and it should make your life a little bit easier if you're using Google Scholar. So let's take a look at Hospitality and Tourism Complete and Business Source Complete. So we'll start on the course resource help page. We can click into either one of these databases and we can still search across both of them. So at the top, above the search bar, you've got this link that says Choose Databases. If you click there, it will bring up a list of all the databases in the EBSCO family. So you can also select Business Source Complete, click OK, and we can see there that it's searching across both databases. So let's choose a managing people issue, perhaps recruitment, and a employee sector, maybe volunteers, and we'll choose events. So here we can see that we've got a mixture of academic articles. So those are usually published in peer-reviewed academic journal. They're short pieces of research on particular topics. And we've also got periodicals. So those are trade and industry magazines. So they can both be useful. I think it's about having a balance between the different types of sources. If we want to look specifically for peer-reviewed academic articles, we can use this checkbox on the left here. Tick that one, and we're filtering that then just to academic peer-reviewed content. So we can see there are a number of articles here relating to volunteers in the events sector. You can also restrict it by date, for example, perhaps just to the last 10 years. It's all a trial and error process with searching, so you might want to try some different words in your search to see what you come up with. You can also use the word or between 2 different words or 3 different words. That will help to increase your number of search results, because the database is then going to bring back articles that have any of those words in them. So we can see that's increased the number of articles slightly. So that's where I'd start for academic articles on your particular managing people issue. You can find Emerald from the main library homepage. If you click on Databases above the library search bar and then the letter E. We scroll down, you can see Emerald All Journals, and then just click Search Collection directly at the provider. This is the Emerald homepage. You can use the simple search here, or you can use the advanced search. This does something very similar to the structured search on Business Source Complete and Hospitality and Tourism Complete. I've already filled this in, so we can just click search, and then we can see there's a mixture of articles, but some of them might be quite useful for this particular assignment. So again, you choose your particular managing people issue, your sector, whether that's events, hospitality or tourism, and you choose the particular employment group that you're looking at. We'll move on now to look at industry and company research. So we've got a lot of really high quality databases that will give you reliable information about companies and different industry sectors. One of the best databases for this particular assignment is MarketLine, because it does both of those things. It has company profiles for a lot of larger companies. Some of those will have a SWOT analysis. Then we've got industry reports on there as well. So restaurants, hotels, attractions. You can look at reports for those industry sectors for particular countries, or you can look at a global level as well. So let's take a look at MarketLine. We'll go into MarketLine through the course resource help page. So the first thing we'll do is search for industries. So for example, if you're interested in hotels, I would put that into the search. You'll see it comes up with quite a random list of countries at the top here. We can use the geography filter to narrow that down. So if you're looking globally, we can click the global box there. And then it will bring up a global report on hotels and motels, also on the travel and tourism industry more generally. So this will help you to answer the part of the assignment brief that talks about the value of this sector to international economies. So clicking into this report, it comes up as a PDF which you can download. If I scroll down a bit, I can see the kind of information that's included in this. So we're looking at the market value, we're looking at the current situation and also future forecasts, and the competitive landscape. So what companies are involved, and what does the competition look like. So these are really useful reports. As I say, if you want to focus on a specific country, you can choose that from the geography menu as well. We've also got at the top of the MarketLine page here the companies search. So I would choose that from the toolbar at the top, and then you can use this search bar to search for companies. As I say, it's usually larger companies that are featured here. So for example, we've got a profile on Marriott. And this has various details. You can navigate to different sections using the menu on the left-hand side. And I think the SWOT analysis can be particularly helpful. Let's move on now to look at Passport, which has some really good further industry analysis. It's got good coverage of the travel industry and the various subsectors of that, and consumer food service, so bars and restaurants, etc. Again, you can select a particular country that you're interested in, but you could also select world to look globally. There are some really interesting insights into the current situation, the impact of COVID on these industries in Passport. So let me show you now how to find those. You'll find the link to Passport here on this page as well. Passport can look quite intimidating to use because of all these boxes and different searches. But what I would normally focus on is the search analysis box. So here you can select an industry. So there is, for tourism, there's travel, and for hospitality, there's consumer food service. So let's take a look at that. And then when it comes to choose the geography, I'll just choose world and click go. So you can see there's a mixture of content on here. We have short opinion pieces, there are some podcasts, and then we've also got this report on the world market for consumer food service. This information is presented as a set of slides. I often find it's easier to view it in PDF format. So here you can scroll through the report. You can look at the different sections, and particularly, as I say, the impact of COVID is well covered here. So we've had a look at company and industry information through MarketLine and Passport. One of the other databases that I would like to mention is Fame and Orbis. They're very similar, they look the same, the search interface. They cover slightly different groups of companies. So Fame covers UK and Irish companies, and it goes down to a slightly lower level of detail there. So it will include slightly smaller companies that are based in the UK and Ireland. Orbis is international and generally covers the large multinational organisations. So on these databases you can find financial information and key statistics about companies. So we've got balance sheets, we've got information about corporate ownership, shareholders and directors. We've got a list of each company's subsidiaries and some information on employee numbers. So if you're looking to put together for your appendices some key statistics about your company, this is a really good place to look. I will mention that the employee numbers data is quite patchy. It generally has that data for the large organisation as a whole, but not necessarily for each of the subsidiaries. So you can find the links to Fame and Orbis on this page, down under resources, and then more databases, company accounts and news. And it's quite simple. You can just search for a company. So in this case, I've put in Wetherspoons, it's come up with JD Wetherspoon. Usually the one with the highest turnover and the highest number of employees is the parent company. On this front page, you can see some key information. So we've got the company's balance sheet over time. And then down the side, we've got more details. So we can go into more depth looking at the company's finances. We can have a look at corporate ownership, subsidiaries. This is where we might get numbers of employees, but as you see, we're struggling to find that here. Finally, a few different industry websites and news sources. We've got a list of useful websites for hospitality and tourism, which includes some of the big industry news websites and professional organisations in that sector. Hospitality and Tourism Complete and Business Source Complete, which we've already seen, also have trade magazines as well as academic articles. So you can have a look there for, magazines like The Grocer, for example. And last of all, we've got Factiva, which is a huge global news database. So it allows you to search on one particular topic internationally across lots of different news sites. And some of those, if you search for them through Google, they will have paywalls or subscription requirements. If you go through Factiva, you can avoid those. So Factiva looks a bit complicated to search. Fortunately, it's got some really good ways to narrow down your search. So let's take a look at that now. So we're back here under More Databases, Company Accounts and News, and we'll click on Factiva. So the Factiva search page looks like this. I find the free text search can be a bit random, so I tend to use the search filters that are provided. You can do a company's search, so you can type the name of a company into this bar, select it from the menu, and then run a search. You can also look for particular subjects and industries. So we could look at bars, for example, and we could include the subject management. So that will search across all news sources worldwide. We also have a source list of high quality UK newspapers. So under sources, we would use this drop-down menu, select source category, and then My Source Lists. And this is the group of UK newspapers. So we can select that and add it to our search as well. You can also search for a specific newspaper using that box. So what this should hopefully give us is results on the topic of management in bars in the UK. Before I go, I'll have just a quick word about referencing. So we use Cite Them Right to help with referencing because it uses exactly the version of Harvard that is approved by the business school. It will give you a template for referencing lots of different sources, everything from a journal article to a YouTube video or an Instagram post. It will show you exactly how to reference that and give you examples of in-text citations and full references. If you look under research reports and market research reports from online databases, that's where you'll find the format for referencing MarketLine and Passport. Under media and art and then newspaper articles, you'll find the format for referencing articles that you found from Factiva. And there's also a slightly different format for magazines. Finally, I've got a link here to a blog post on referencing financial data from databases like Fame and Orbis. So sometimes you need to be a little bit creative with the titles in those databases to make it really clear what data you are referring to, the name of the company, etc. So take a look at that for a bit of advice on how to reference that information. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful. You can contact me if you like at businesslibrarians@brooks.ac.uk if you need any further help. We're also running regular drop-in sessions on Zoom on Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday lunchtimes. So do get in touch if you need any help, and really good luck with your assignment.